Hey everybody, Carolyn Crow here from the Let's Cook at Casey program at the Casey Community Center. Back again with another episode of Let's Cook at Casey at home. Today I'm going to show you how to make farro salad with roasted butternut squash. Every year when the fall rolls around, I love having this dish for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Plus, it makes a perfect side dish for holiday meals. I think you're going to really enjoy it. So let's get started. This is a dish that I tend to eat a lot, so I actually have all of the components kind of floating around in my kitchen. I have roasted butternut squash that I prepared last night for a different dish. It was a beef and roasted butternut squash curry, and it was delicious. And by the way, that's what I always do with butternut squash. I always just roast all of it and then use it in a couple of different applications throughout the week. To roast your butternut squash, you peel it, scoop out the guts, cut it into even-sized pieces, about 1-inch cubes, toss it with enough olive oil, salt, and pepper to coat, and then just pop it into a hot oven. I like 425, and let it go for like 15-20 minutes. It doesn't take that long when you use a hot oven, and you get a lot of nice, delicious caramelization. And caramelization is flavor. Hello. It's not as much as I'd like it to be. You'll have more when you make this at home. It was just so good in the curry. I couldn't resist putting a lot in. So I need to cook my farro. And if you've never worked with farro before, it looks a lot like brown rice. It's got a nutty flavor, really tasty and nutritious. So the farro is going to be cooked on the stove. You basically just cook it like it's pasta. In a big pot of salted water, you dump the farro in, cook it for like 30 minutes or so until it's tender, drain it, and that's it. You don't have to make it complicated, just cook it like pasta. So that's ready to go, and I'm just gonna pickle some red onion real quick here. Now we don't need all of this. This is half of a red onion. I'm only gonna use half of it now, so a quarter of a red onion. Just peel off the papery exterior. And then you want to chop it pretty fine because it's not going to be cooked. Big pungent piece of red onion, nobody really likes that. That'll just linger with you. No thank you. So we're going to cut this pretty small. Very safely. I'm going to cut it very safely, and you will too. Into nice, small pieces. Kitty paw with my other hand. That way the knife just bumps up against my knuckles and I can't chop my fingers. So for a quick pickle you need vinegar, sugar, and salt. So already here in my bowl I have a little sherry vinegar, and to that I will add salt and sugar. I'm actually making a half batch tonight because that's just how much butternut squash I have left. So the recipe that I type up would be double what you see here. Half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of sugar. And then it calls for a tablespoon of water, so I'm going to do half a tablespoon, which is 1.5 teaspoons. Just going to whisk up my pickling liquid a little bit here until the sugar and the salt are dissolved. And then in go my onions. It'll be just barely enough liquid for the onions. So I'm just going to set that aside and it will soften as it sits. So to make my toasted almond garnish, I'm just going to toast these in a 350-degree oven until they're golden brown, about 10 minutes. I'm ready to assemble everything. So I'll grab my farro. When the farro is done cooking, it should be tender. It might have a little bit of a bite to it still. And to that I'll add my butternut squash, my lightly toasted almonds, and my lightly pickled red onion. Ooh, it's gonna be good. Go ahead and get all of the liquid in there too. And then you want to dress it with a little more olive oil. A couple tablespoons. And then just toss it all together. Like I said, this is really less butternut squash than it should be. Yours will have more. And then the final touch is some feta. Ooh, yeah. Crumble it right in. I like to have this room temperature as side dish. It's not as heavy as some of the other more traditional holiday side dishes. Or served cold on top of salad greens. Or I'll warm it up and serve it hot and then put a fried egg on top.
Thank you very much, dear.
You're welcome, dear.
It's so good.
You don't eat it?
Let's go.
So thanks for watching. If you try it, please let me know down in the comments. It's perfect for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I think you're gonna love it too. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yep, looks like a total mess. It's worse. It's worse.